Well, how's it going there, guys? James here from Butler Farms on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. Just out here at the compost pile and just trying to get this thing straightened out. You know my issues with this compost pile, being able to source enough material, being able to get it hot enough, being able to get it going again. But we're almost there. As you can see behind me, it's fall, and you can see the leaves are changing and falling. So that's what we've added to the mix, and that's what I've been waiting on. A good source of browns. You know, I've got access to all kinds of cardboard and things like that, but there's just nothing like natural stuff. And the stuff falling from these trees are as good as it gets, guys. So yesterday, between college football games, I came out on the lawnmower and chipped them up a little bit and raked them up and got a big, I usually carry all my leaves in like old sheets and stuff that I get from Salvation Army and things like that. So it was a big queen size sheet that was so full of chopped up leaves that you could barely get the corners up, and that's what I've dumped in here. Now I'm gonna turn you around so that you can see what we got here. And you say, well, that's just a pile of leaves. No, I've had a lot of greens that have been put in there here lately, and yeah, I know I need to stir it. That's going to come later, but you can see that it's starting to fill up my pallet corral here, I guess you would call it, and that's what I want it to do. If I can get it high enough, that of course that'll create the heat. Now I always tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly, and I did notice when I walked up out here a smell. Not a pleasant smell, and I know what that is. That is here because I had guys, it's just feast or famine. It's very rarely steady where I get my greens from through a commercial kitchen. When they'll go days and days and days without having anything for me, and then when they have something for me, it's several big boxes of, like this last time, it was a salad mix still in the bag that had started to go bad, cabbage, big lettuce leaves like that you would use for sandwiches and those kind of things, big bags of shredded carrots and everything like that. So all I could do was kind of just spread them out as much as I could, and of course they get stinky if you don't mix in the browns with them. Again, I don't measure this stuff, I don't weigh it out, I just do it by sight and mainly by smell. And so I can tell right now that this is exactly what was needed, these browns, to get rid of that smell and to get the mix right, so that the greens will quit stinking and will start breaking down. So anyway, it's coming along. And so while I was coming out here, I got my coffee from this morning, and I'm gonna put that right on top, filter and all. I use unbleached filters anyway, and I just dump it all in there. Now those coffee grounds are considered a green, and of course they just went all there in one spot where it dumped out. But again, it's going to be another busy week, but I'm getting ready to, probably in about a week, it's going to be warm all week, so this is going to start heating up and breaking down. I wish I had it mixed and things like that, but I've got other stuff I got to go do. It is what it is. We do what we can on the homestead, and then we let it go. There's only so many hours in a day. I do have a wife and 4 children. I have a couple of outside jobs that I work away from here, so I can only do what I can do. So hopefully next weekend I'm gonna get some time, and I will move it back over here where it started out, and I will flip this over into here and let it keep going. Now, one other thing that I find interesting, I don't know if I've told y'all on this channel or not, I make my own bread, sourdough bread. And this is a starter that I got from my wife's aunt, that she was kind enough to gift to me. And most weeks I do go ahead and make it, and this starter that I have over here is enough to make about 3 loaves of bread. But here lately we've been so busy that it hadn't been getting eaten up. It's being wasted. We're just not at home enough right now this time of year. And sometimes I just run out of time, just to be perfectly honest. Well, you still got to feed that starter, and you still got to keep it up. And so I go ahead and feed it regardless of whether I'm going to actually make bread or not. And usually I just come chunk it down here in the woods somewhere and just to get rid of it. But I found something interesting in some of my research. and it makes perfect sense. This is full of life. It's full of the bacteria, obviously, the whatever kind of life it is that makes the sour in the sourdough, right? So when I was doing some reading on it, it said that if you have any discard from your sourdough, pour it on there. I mean, just literally, why not? I mean, you're gonna pour those living organisms right in there with it, and you know, it's a beautiful thing. It'll from what I read, it's gonna kick start it up, and every little bit helps. So I didn't know that. It can't hurt. It's only about a cup of it there that I just got rid of. So I mean, even if it's not exactly the right thing to do, it's not going to hurt anything. But didn't know that. So I learned something new every day. You got to keep learning, got to keep researching. Of course, I don't have enough of the sourdough starter to do anywhere near a load like this. But yeah, I can kind of smell it, and so that tells me a couple of different things. First of all, I think the smell is coming from the stuff that laid out here on top, uncovered, unmixed. At least I have the browns on top of it now, so that'll knock the smell down. But what I really truly need to do is get out here and turn this over here and get it mixed back in, get the browns and the greens mixed up, because that's usually where your smell comes from. Even if you have a good ratio of greens to browns, if they're not mixed together and it's just layered out, you're gonna have smell, and you're gonna have slime, and you're gonna have all the stinky stuff that goes. I mean, think about it, it's rotting food in there. So I do need to get that turned, but it ain't gonna be today. Don't know when I'll have a chance this week to get it done. Hunting season's coming in Saturday, so I won't have a chance Saturday, so it may be a week from now when I am able to get out here and get that flipped. But that's okay. You know, I'm not going to sweat it. One of these days when I get retired, I won't have an excuse at that point. When it needs done, I'll just come out here and do it. But again, I don't get all bent out of shape about that, because I can only do what I can do. But anyway, like I said, deer season's coming. It's that time of year. You would think by looking at this out here that it'd be pretty cold. Guys, we're pushing 80 degrees again. You know, the weather changes in Alabama about every 2 or 3 days. Last Tuesday, when my dad and I went up to work on some of our hunting stuff, I don't think it ever got over about 45 degrees, even in the middle of the day. Most of the morning when we were working, it was in the mid to upper 20s. And now I'm standing out here in a short sleeve shirt and kind of wish I didn't have that, because it's literally 75 to 80 degrees, and it's almost 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and we got some warm weather this week coming. So good for the compost, I guess, but I'm not so sure about deer season coming in, but we'll get it done. Time to restock that freezer anyway. But remember, with your compost, don't sweat the small stuff. Do what you can, do it when you can, pay attention to it as much as you can, but in the end, it's all going to work out. So maybe we're about to get this mess figured out and get it back up and running, even without a big influx of wood chips or something like that. But I'm gonna leave it right there, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Please hit that thumbs up button and that notification button, so that when I put one out, you know that. And that thumbs up button helps more than you possibly know. Tell a friend, get them to subscribe, and leave your comments down below. I try to answer every single comment that comes in and respond back to you, and I'd love to hear what you think about what I'm doing, and you know, if you have suggestions on what I need to do, I'll take those suggestions. I might not do them, but I will at least read them and acknowledge them and give them some thought. So guys, I'll leave it right there. Don't forget, we love you. God bless you. This is James from Butler Farms, and we'll be seeing you.